Well, hey everyone who's out there or will be out there soon. This is Dr. Theresa Nicassio from teresanicassio.com with kind of my monthly, seems about a monthly thing, a monthly update about what's up and coming, what's happening, and welcome. It's great to have you here. So I wanted to, before I get into what's happening, I just want to make a little plug just because I think it's amazing. If you haven't yet seen the Elton John movie called Rocket Man, I am so excited about it because as a psychologist, as a human being, it is one of the best reflections about the power, the healing power of love, and also really understanding more about attachment difficulties, and how it can result in maybe just different choices in life and self-destructive choices that normalizes it, but also has so much compassion and understanding, and also a message of hope about what you can do, even when it seems like you are so far friggin' gone that there's no way to get out. So I just wanted to give that plug. I saw it when I was on the plane, and I was so deeply moved by that movie, and was really happy because Elton John was coming to town, and because of a very dear friend, Lynn, we were able to go. It was a wonderful gift, and we have tremendous gratitude for that. So I just wanted to mention that first before I get into talking about the show. And by the way, I do have a fantasy. I hope that maybe I could one day perhaps even have Elton John on the show. Wouldn't that be great? To talk about his life and love, and to really just more about that power of relationship and love and kindness, and hanging in there, the courage to move forward, and finding peace with when there's, life isn't perfect, and so finding peace with the dysfunctionality that oftentimes is just a natural part of many people's lives, or if not all of ours. So anyway, but I did want to talk about the show because it's up and coming here, just around the corner here. Today is Tuesday, and this show will be live this Thursday, as always, at 9 a.m. Pacific and at noon East Coast time, and wherever you are in the world, you can do the math to figure it out. If you can't see it live, don't even worry about it, because after it's live, shortly thereafter, it's available as a recorded podcast that you can listen to anytime, and it also gets aired again along with some of my other shows during my rerun times, and then of course a month later during the encore time. But what we're doing this time is, it's kind of hopefully you're still here. And hopefully, yeah, you're still here. So anyway, sorry about that interruption. So basically this month is actually Bully Prevention, National Bully Prevention Month in the United States. So it's a very important month. And this particular week of the Bully Prevention Month is, there's this whole idea about doing things where you are kind, and you're kind to people, and it's just perfect because we are going to have doctors Carla Fry and Dr. Lisa Ferrari. They're going to be talking. They're both psychologists, actually local psychologists here in Vancouver, Canada. And they're going to be talking about their initiative that they started a few years ago called Kindness Patrol, which is now becoming like a global, international sensation. And what they're doing is they've written a book called Gratitude and Kindness, or Kindness and Gratitude. I forget the order. But basically what they do is they're positive psychologists like myself, and they are trying to find solutions for things like entitlement that kids oftentimes we're seeing now. We've been creating in our culture, and finding other alternatives for raising our kids to be more grateful and kind, and have less of an entitled approach, but again, from a very positive perspective. So they started this great initiative with a very deep message. So it's not just about random acts of kindness, which are in of themselves fantastic, but then they also do the coaching, and they talk kids through the process, and from as being trained psychologists, then they are able to help kids with dealing with help how to respond, say, when people reject their acts of kindness, and that we're going to talk about the kind of creative ways that they're doing this, and also how it affects them when they get a positive response. So just building up their self-esteem, their confidence, and learning about just the whole attitude of generosity and kindness and compassion and all that good stuff. So they're going to be on this Thursday, and again, many layers we'll be talking about, including entitlement issues and some of the science and art of gratitude and kindness for wellness. So that's going to be carrying on some of our empowering kids series that we have going, which the following month, next month in November, we are going to be having no one other than Rachel Parent. She's the founder of Kids Right to Know. You probably know about her, whether you realize it or not. She's been doing great things in terms of increasing the empowerment of kids to be able to know what's in their food, because they have a right to know, and specifically around genetic modification and all that goes with it. And there's some new thing I just learned. Actually, there's this whole new thing, because genetic modification, everybody's starting to realize that it's not so cool, and yet legislation has not been supporting our ability to know what's in our food. And for people like myself, or Caroline Moassesi, who you saw on the show before a couple times, who has two kids who have anaphylaxis. We need to know what's in our food. Everybody has a right to know. And then for those of us with food allergies that are very serious, it's a whole other ball game, and it's really, really important. So anyway, she's going to be talking about that. But something I didn't know is, because everybody is needing to know that GMOing is not very cool, and they don't even want to label. If they're not, if they don't think there's anything wrong with it, why would they label it? But now they're trying to get around it by calling it genetic editing, gene editing, so that people don't get cued in. So we're going to hear more about that and what's been going on around the whole gene editing thing, as a way that to kind of get under the radar, and the lack of legislation that supports us and our right to know. But we're going to be hearing more from Rachel. She's amazing. Thrilled to have her on the show. And again, that's more empowering kids series, but it also is going in because we also had the other show with Obi Giraud, about who she talked about her movie called Modified. So I have like a 3-part series around GMOs and pesticides and all that, because in January we're going to have Dr. Stephanie Seneff on, who you've probably seen in many documentaries, whether you know it or not. And she's the MIT scientist who's been looking at epidemiologic research, looking at pesticides, GMOs, and some of the correlation with health impacts, whether it's cancer, autism, a whole slew of health issues that we are seeing arise in. And so that'll be a very, very important show, and hearing about the pesticides and all that go with that. And then in December, before Stephanie's on, we're going to have a really wonderful and fun show with Dr. Udo Erasmus, who you would know as from Udo's Oil. And so hopefully we'll be hearing a little bit about oils. But he also recently wrote a book called Total Sexy Health. And so he's going to be talking about that. And he is a living example of total sexy health. I mean, I don't even know how old you are, Udo, if you're watching this, but you are amazing and so vibrant, and demonstrating, maybe the whole thing about telomeres and doing things right to have that longevity. So, this is so exciting. Can't wait to have you on. And before I finish, I just want to give a special word of thanks again for our amazing show sponsor, New Roots Herbal, who are doing great things. If you don't know New Roots Herbal, if you're in another part of the world, because they're not all over the world, but they are now getting more. I see that they're also in Europe now. They take pride in quality control, and so you know what you're getting, and they're perpetually creating new products. Speaking of telomeres, I saw recently that they also have a telomere and I think an astragalus I'm not sure if it's an astragalus product. I'm not sure exactly the nature of that. Keeping up on the research around the telomeres, stem cells, and regenerative medicine and all that kind of good stuff. So thank you to New Roots Herbal and everybody who's a part of that. So I'm going to sign off for now, but be sure to join me either this Thursday or thereafter, listening to the recording of the show. It's going to be amazing. And then I'll just mention one more thing. Crazy. And so we're kind of starting it in December, but we're going to be doing a whole alternative health series in the new year. And actually, with the Total Sexy Health, I'm hopefully going to have someone from New Roots Herbal come on for a segment talking about men and fertility issues. And they've actually created a product that's like making a huge difference for a lot of people, which I'd love to hear more about. So I'm hoping to get one of the experts from that company to share, even a tidbit about that. And I love hope. But the whole alternative health series, we're going to be starting basically in December, and it's going to be going in. We're going to be having people like Natasha Turner, Dr. Tom O'Brien, Dr. Natasha Turner. We're going to be having Dr. Paul Anderson on. We're going to be having Dr. Gail Wexler from Burrell's Visceral Manipulation, and I've got some other things up my sleeve that we're looking at bringing in, because I want to help expose you all to alternative health. Not that you should do it, because I'm not your physician, I'm not even a physician, but to just know about things that are out there and learn more about it from some of the leaders in the field. So it's going to be an amazing series, and we're just continuing on. It just gets better and better and better. So with that, I'm going to sign off, but hopefully you're having a good day. We have the sun is coming out here. I'm so happy. And beautiful fall, the colors, and so hopefully you're enjoying taking in all the beauty that life has to offer. Until next time, this is Dr. Theresa Nicassio from teresanicassio.com. Au revoir.